In this episode of the Ktdata Anime Podcast, good manners tell you what to do when a girl has rice on her face.
Whitemeat is too cute.
And Iron Nyaa now appears. All that and more coming up. The show begins in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the Ktdata Anime Podcast with Dito and Ktdata. The Ktdata Anime Podcast is brought to you Happy Merry Christmas Kwanzaa Haka, or whatever you celebrate. Whatever you do, just make sure you have fun and stay safe from all of us at ktdata.net. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ktdata Anime Podcast. I am Ktdata.
And I'm Dito.
And this is the book club podcast, something, a bobber thing that we do. And if you guys have not seen this show ever before, what's wrong with you? Okay, but if it's the first time, welcome. And what you need to do is pause this video right now, head on over to ktdata.net and watch the animes, or you're going to have no idea what we're going to be talking about all day. Dito,
Maybe.
How are you doing, man? I have not seen you in quite some time.
Probably for the best.
No.
Doing good, actually. But the one thing I'm waiting for right now is for KT to pick up some games on Xbox One so we can have some Fail Pale gaming together.
I have games, you know.
Okay, sorry, let me phrase it. Let me get them.
I have Knack. I have Killzone. And I have Rise. Granted, only one of the three is...
Why did Coons quit hockey?
Is
it so he can obsess more about his Dakimakuras?
Probably. He showed him to the captain, and they're like, "You can't be on the team anymore." I think it's best if you resign.
I think he put him on as padding, like put it in his jersey as padding, and then the coach is like, go.
Like, where's that hair coming from? And it's not your chest hair.
Ew.
All right, so Dito, I'm excited. The end of the year is coming soon. We have one more episode before 2014 rolls in, and then I'm gonna screw up dates for a good 2-3 months.
I'll just wait till, just so everyone knows too. Now, after the next Kita, we also are gonna have our CES, and you're gonna see us screw up a lot.
All right, let's jump into our first anime, which you can't go wrong with. And our first anime of the night is Outbreak Company, and it is brought to you by the limited edition golden ball from the Princess Soccer Final. The ball also comes with a limited edition card, so get your replica today. All right, so last episode, we set up Otaku School. The most feared weapon ever is a fire extinguisher, and Shinji gets a werewolf for a pet/spy artist thing.
I realized I spelled "wear" wrong.
Yeah, you don't wear the wolf. Dito's gonna come and get you for animal cruelty now, Dito.
Bring it, Peter.
All right, so first off, we're gonna talk about something that is near and dear to many otaku and many geeks in general: sports.
Yes, because we all know that anime has a lot of influence around the sport culture, that every single time that we watch a sport, we can play it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is. If it's Hajime no Ippo, Prince of Tennis, Kuroko's basketball, or anything on those lines, after we're done watching it, we can play it.
Yes.
And we will mimic everything from those shows.
Yes.
Right, KT?
Yep, and specifically, we will be talking about the Inzuma 11 inspired soccer. Ooh. That's right. I pulled out an obscure sports anime to talk about soccer.
Because no one's ever heard of it.
Or for all you international viewers, proper football. Yeah, none of this American football stuff. That's actually iShield 21, Wow, I really do know a lot of sports animes.
Those are awesome.
So we kind of decide. What's his face thinks it's a good idea that a sporting event will bring together the factions because we have the elves and the dwarves, and just like in any kind of mythical land like Lord of the Rings or whatever, they hate each other.
Of
So
course.
how
Like
can
me and KT.
yeah? So how can we bring them together? Through a friendly match of sports, right? Because that always happens is friendly matches,
Yeah.
as we know from
Because,
our real life counterparts.
well, from like sport animes, once they're done beating each other in friendly competition, they become friends.
Yeah,
And
they
uh,
rip off their shirts and share embraces with each other, right?
yes, yes, they do. And by this otaku logic, by having two enemies of each other play a game, a sports game together, they will become friends and everyone will be lovey dovey in the end.
Yeah, and I love how readily available the Japanese self defense force is ready to set up a soccer field and
Oh,
repair
yeah.
it. And the first half, it's kind of weighing a little bit on the dwarf side. They have the advantage with the speed and power, right, Dito?
Just power.
Yeah. So we decide to kind of even the odds in the second half by letting the elves use magic.
This is where everything just goes.
Yeah, straight through the window, and let's just say there's a lot of it looks more like a battlefield after the soccer match. You have like pieces of ground blown up. I think both of the goals are just mangled messes
Oh,
on
yeah.
there. And it ends with an interesting point where the queen and our half elf maid are subbing in, and they're actually playing soccer together as friends, as equals. Oh my God, Dito, they are totally like the
As
Japanese.
exactly what they were trying to go for,
They're
but
they're
it just was on the
totally
wrong people.
they are totally overthrowing the class system right now, and I think this is where you're going to see a lot more kind of like the Mao influence, where this kingdom is slowly changing from its more hierarchical and class system to equal, having everybody view each other as equals. Oh my God, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and that's what this whole show is you're seeing like this huge difference in culture, and I think I like it.
It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what the Japanese end up doing, because they could, near the end, try taking over the entire kingdom.
Nah,
Come on, man, wars have been started over these kind of beliefs of power and distribution and how it should be.
no, the war started because they wanted to play soccer together, and then they started like beating each other down, but keeping it within the realm of sports.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't start out with something a little bit more tame, like chess or Go.
Hikaru no go.
There are so many sports references on there. But yeah, I'm shaming you on the podcast, Dito, for missing the Kuroko basketball one. Number 2 is shaming you. Look at this. You see? He's
Good.
looking at you in shame right
Good.
now that you totally missed it.
Good.
Because, yeah, it was totally obvious. I'm kind of sad. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what else they do now. And what in the world is with Boy Love again? The assistant lady. The funny thing is, this is the first time we've actually seen some personality from the assistant lady. I didn't even know she was an otaku until like she pulls out this limited edition soccer ball. She's like, "Oh my God!"
No, it was that, and then she got their uniforms
Yeah,
for the elves.
the elves' uniforms look almost like the Prince of Tennis costumes that they have.
Yeah, it was for that Prince of Soccer.
Yes.
And for the Prince of Soccer, when she got like the cosplay for it, I was just like, like she is an otaku.
And she's like, picture, picture, picture. So that's interesting, and we have a full-on harem time in the Shinichi household now.
Yes, it's KT's harem time. No.
You know what's funny? I actually started watching Tenchi again, Tenchi Muyo, the Ryo-Oki series, and I forgot that both Tenchi's. Well, I remember that Tenchi's dad was pretty much a pervert, but Grandpa's kind of a pervert too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, totally.
I knew that.
feeling an up Ryoko. And this is before they discover that he's Yosho. So that's interesting. All right, let's speaking of harem time and everything, let's jumpt into our next anime. And our next anime is No Kome, and it's brought to you by
It's by Manconese Chocolate. Only the best chocolate in the world. Yeah.
I stuck in that, yeah, just to see if you would actually read it.
I did.
It has nothing to do with this episode, but I'm like, I wonder if he'll do it.
I just said it because it was in the show notes.
Yep. And I can't
Thank
see.
you, Katie.
I actually can't see the notes too well because I shook my head too hard.
Last episode, Kanade panty peeking, because we all know that's totally normal. The boob nana saves the day from an emission, not for zigzag, but for popularity.
Ooh. I still don't get what they're going to do in that contest thing. Like
They haven't even said anything about it.
I went back and watched it, and they spend the whole time saying, "You fail 5 are going to go against the fine 5 in this epic battle of proportions, and we're going to have orders and stuff." And I'm like, what are they doing? Is it like a quiz or pizza
It's as soon as they
strength?
gave the orders, everything just fell apart there, because then you have Kanade just eyeing up what's her buckets, boobs. Then, what was it?
Plot.
Toyoma?
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Recado Ayame.
Rikana? Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically he's eyeballing her boobs. Then, was the little sister, the Yuri?
Yuragi.
Yuragi, yeah.
Hakoniwa.
Yuragi starts making brothers and sisters with everybody.
Oh.
Then, let's see, Yoshida and Big Boobs decide to have a face-off. What else? It's just one thing after another, and it's just like nothing got done.
So nothing ever gets done in this anime. Let's be honest about it. This mission is going on for 2 episodes. Going to be 3 after this. But we finally get to meet all the girls that Kanade has to enamor or something like that. And I just have a question. What is with like direct branding? Because we've seen shows like what is it? Totally forgot it. Maoyu, where
Mao-sama.
yeah, Mao-sama, where you have Mig Ronalds and everything and whatnot, and we've seen like derivatives of Pocky in different shows. But this one, they straight out have branding in it, because there's a red box that says Netflix on it, and then there's another box that says Family Guy on it. I'm like, holy crap! How much did they pay to get that in there?
Well, not to mention too, I mean, you have the Code Geass series where they put Pizza Hut in it, like flat out.
Yeah, it's
like they sponsored it basically.
Yeah, the last thing that we actually did that was sponsored by something was Burger King, and that was for Majestic Prince, and I never saw any Burger King references in it. So I'm just confused. I just don't understand how. And where's Netflix getting all this money? They're making original programming now. They're 1/3 the size of cable networks, and yeah, this is almost turning into a Netflix ad. It can Netflix. Just contact me at ktdata.net. So we kind of see he has to get all these girls to say they like him, and if we remember the rules from earlier that. You can have some leeway in the rules. Like, they don't have to actually like him. They just got to say they like him. So he managed to trick people by saying, "Do you like me as a person?" And you can guess who says no.
Of course. KT. Wait.
No, I love Kanade. Zugzwang and all, I love him. and I again, this back to Japan. Seriously, what is this one line I had to write down? And what's her face says that all girls like things cute and or homosexual.
As chocolate or chocolate. How do you say her name?
Not Chocolate, the other girl.
Oh, you're right.
Let's go look at our notes.
Show notes from episode 1.
Yuoji. Yeah, Yuoji.
Yoji, that's right.
Because she would say things like that. I love how she would say, no, Sparky didn't say that. So, again, Japan.
Actually, Sparky would say that. All girls like cute things or homosexual.
Or
homosexual. No, and homosexual. In Sparky's case, and homosexual.
So Kanade gets this idea to get Yukihara to say that she likes him by dressing up as her favorite cute thing. Dita, you want to introduce our new favorite character into the series?
Whitemeat, the pig. Little piglet.
I love all the noises that makes. It's like oink, and then like a grunt, oink. And like it's interesting that he's in this round costume and all these little kids are following him and whatnot. And then I don't know how he can move his hands to like lift up Yukihara and run off. You notice that? Because his hands are like fixed. How does that work?
Anime logic, don't question it.
He's like, but I don't know. Dito, have you had any experience in a clothes costume like this?
You know, I can say no.
There's one flaw with it because I've had experience in clothes costumes like this.
I bet he has.
They don't breathe, and it gets extremely hot inside costumes like this. Like I remember in my Pocky costume, I was like dying of heat exhaustion because like it's too stuffy.
And then I glomped him.
Oh yeah,
our first meeting.
And then 9 months later, the Ktdata Anime podcast was born. Coincidence?
That is terrible. That was terrible.
All right, Tito. Let's jump into one of the fan favorite. I think it's fan favorite, but one of my favorite things to do now is the No Kome questions of the week.
Echo, 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 echo.
All right, let's start off. So, your childhood friend has returned after being out of the country for an entire year. Oh, the things that can change within a year. She calls you big brother and may have a crush on you. Now, what do you do? Number 1, play the ruthless heartbreaker and ruthlessly break her heart. Or number 2, release your cold, sentient snot, which haunts her for the rest of her life. And when I say snot, I mean like...
Yeah. I think
and it becomes... Have Mr. Snot!
Have Mr. Snot. I think I'm going to have to play the ruthless heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
Because the best way to get rid of somebody who is annoying that you don't want to talk, you want to have any talk with, is to ruthlessly break their heart.
You're so cruel, man. That's your childhood friend. You grew up together.
Yeah, there's a good reason why. I mean, if you had a childhood friend like that, it just kept on doing it, it's like you would do it too. It's like going, unless you really liked him, then that's another story.
I'd probably do the first one too, just because it freaks me out to think that a snot could like grow hands, arms, and just chase somebody around. That's just wrong and unhealthy.
Whitemeat. All right. KT, you have a meeting with your opponents, the Fine Five, and one of your teammates, gets into an argument with the member of the Fine Five about boobies. Now, you must do one of the following. As you pinch your own nipple, say tisk tisk, end this foolish fighting at once, or tits tits, end this foolish fighting at once.
I also gotta mention, if you guys watch No Kome, watch after the credits. It is amazing and hilarious. On one of the alternates on this.
Yes, do.
I think. How hard do I have to pinch my nipples?
As hard as the Zigzag wants you to.
I might have to go with 2 because that sounds like that might hurt. just on a pain level, my pain tolerance isn't that high, so just be and it might be harder on those days when you just get out of the shower because you'll miss because your skin's still like wet and stuff. That it just makes logistically a little bit harder to do that. So I will go with tits, end this foolish shouting at once. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I always pick the logical one, right? All right.
Something like that.
All right. So right before this meeting ends, everyone is all riled up for the upcoming popularity battle that we have no idea what they're actually going to do. You must say one of the following to all the girls in the room that you're trying to make sure they say, I like you. Number 1, right there, right now, announce, listen up, ladies. I'm going to make you all like me. Or number 2, make all the girls fall in love with you. Note, their memories will not be erased, so you will have a room full of girls going, Tito.
I think this question is more directed toward you, KT, because you like the harems. But
no, it's too easy if I answer it. That's why.
But I think I have to go number 1 right now.
Can you do it in what kind of voice would you announce it? Would you do it in an authoritative one, or would you kind of do it scared? Like, show everybody at home how you would announce this.
Listen up, ladies. I'm going to make you all fall in love with me right now.
All right.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
If you want to do it that way, I would have taken a more manly approach, but okay. All right, and then our next question.
Okay. Okay, a sec. I'm laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dito is unavailable right now due to a laughing fit. Please stand by while he gets his composure back together. This may take some time.
Screw that. Let's do this. All right, so trying to complete your mission of getting all the girls in the popularity contest to say they like you are now talking with the 5th most popular girl in the school, which has some plot on both boys and girls alike. You are willing to do anything to complete your mission, include groveling to her, and now you must do one of the following. Number 1, reveal the girl's secret. The plot is silicone. And blackmail her. Or number 2, change your name to Amatsuki a Kanade, which means, and I will always love you.
Oh, Dito, I'm touched. Don't tell your girlfriend.
I think I may actually send this clip to her.
Without me saying that right at the end, just as far in there. No. That's for you, babe. Just for you.
No, I'm gonna leave the whole clip in there so she could just sit there looking like, what's wrong with you?
So I would actually have to say the first one only because I think I would I don't have that great of a wrist. So if I have to sign things, that would take forever, man. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 10 things I gotta write on there. And think about it. Try writing signing a check or a contract and cramp. I need to take a break.
That's why you just do X.
I would do that. A little blackmail's not beneath me, I think.
Maybe.
All right, that's how I got you to show up every week. All right, our final question of the night, Dito. Continuing on the mission, popular battle girl like the name I put on that. You are facing a tough task. The weirdo girl who can only insult you. You come up with a plan to get her to say that she likes you by dressing up as her favorite cute character. After spending a day with her in the furnace of a costume, you finally get her to say that she likes you. She just happens to be on top of your round body in the costume. Now you must do one of the following. Number 1, Ask her to get you the hell out of that stifling costume, thereby revealing your identity. She doesn't know that you're in the costume. Or number 2, wipe your memories of her normal non-insulting state and the contents of your towards the summum bonum folder. Which one do you do?
Because it's
Or actually, in Rev's case, it wouldn't be called summum bottom. It would be called My Favorite Bible Verses.
And in Coon's cases, kiss her. I'd have to go. Honestly, I have to go number 1, just because that's the kind of person I am.
Even if she's gonna like beat the living crap out of you. And Coons is trying to be the lobster in The Little Mermaid. There she goes, sitting across the way. That's what Coons is trying to do.
As the YouTube copyrights get us.
Yeah. So how beaten and bruised do you think you'd end up after that?
Pretty bad, I think.
Like not able to walk and need a stretcher.
Yes, but still
recognized. Face still recognizable or totally mashed up?
We'll find out when we come to that bridge, KT.
All right, I'm gonna go get you a Mr. Whitemeat costume.
Sweet.
All right, let's go to our final anime of the night, which has no white meat. And our final anime of the night is Log Horizon, and it's brought to you by cooking. It might just save your life. So in last episode, Food Tastes Like Cardboard, we meet a gentle cat, Nyaa, and the rescuing of Sura. So this is kind of interesting. Is unlike in Attack on Titan, our characters finally realize that this is their new lives now, and it's only 5 episodes in, and they gotta stop thinking of it as a game. They need to think of it in terms of real life. And unlike in a game, you can't just pull up your non-existent UI and order a pizza.
I could.
Okay, that choice, pizza. What is other people non-deliverable food?
Burger King. Oh wait, it is now.
Yeah. Let's say you want a chicken pot pie. You can't just make it appear magically out of where. You got to go, depending on how fancy you are, pull it out of the freezer or go knead the dough, get all the stuffings and whatnot in and then put it in the oven and do all that stuff so you can get yummy food, right? We kind of
or get your food materializer and Star Trek it there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
doesn't quite work that way. So you actually have to, go get all the ingredients. Because remember, for some reason, all the ingredients taste what they're supposed to taste like. Like a tomato is supposed to taste like a tomato.
Or if you like Rev and get KFC.
Yeah. But if you get like tomato soup, it doesn't taste like a tomato soup. It tastes like cardboard on there. So you actually have to cultivate it. And, apparently, guess what, Dito? There is a subclass of chefs. And who is the most likely to be the chef in the group? I say the ninja.
Yeah, I was going to say Akatsuki.
but no, it's our
surprisingly enough, it's our gentle cat.
Nyaa. I just want to get you to say Nyaa all the time. Really, I think
you're
it's funny
doing it. But in order to actually cook the food properly, you actually have to have the chef skilled to a certain level. Just like in any other game.
Or in real life, you gotta. Come on, you can't just go into the kitchen not knowing how to make food and expect to make really good food the first time around.
Because there's one thing they've been kind of showing here on Log Horizon is these so-called subclasses, like chef, housekeeping, sewing, stuff like that, where it's just a trade. It's a trade skill that actually matters a lot in here. Just like anything you would do here in real life, the only difference is it's still in a game mechanic. So if you do something really horrible in real life, it's not going to really affect too much. You do something horrible in the game, it's going to turn into...
If you do something horrible in real life, it's not going to affect you that much.
Well, if you compare it to what they do in Log Horizon,
are you telling me if I go kill someone right now, it's not going to affect me too much? I think it'll affect a lot.
I think I was referring to the food, and actual the skill trades of the actual game. I don't think about you're going to go PK somebody and then expect it to revive in the cathedral or something.
And this is the last episode of Kita ever.
See, everybody. Nice knowing you. But I just think it's a like the biggest difference is that when you go and mess up something in Log Horizon, it's not going to be as bad as mess up here, because say like I stitch something wrong, it's my whole pants and everything's like going to turn to this like purple goop.
Yeah, but it makes it feel more real now, especially because like the NPCs, you know how in a normal NPC is like, welcome, how can I help you today? Welcome to this town. I only can say 6 things. The NPCs in these worlds are actually, they have backstories like, oh, there's my grandchildren over there. I had to carry them to the doctor on the other side of the mountain because their mother was ill and their father was away in town and stuff. So it's like totally, they have stories, they have lives, and I don't think a lot of the characters the characters in the show have really realized that these are actual people living lives now, even though they're non-playable, in the sense of no one is controlling them. But in this world, everybody's on the same level. You're just trying to survive.
And speaking of trying to survive too, we've noticed that a lot of the guilds, since it's the only way you can really survive in this world is kind of like joining a guild. But you have to be careful too, because a lot of guilds are just getting people so they can exploit low-level characters, because as an introductory gift to Log Horizon for all the newbies, they get what's called EXP pots. Bing. Presented to them once every day. Bing. And this gives them a bigger increase in EXP when they defeat a monster.
It's like what's that what is it in Pokemon? The special candy, so you can get your Pokemon up higher levels.
The rare candy.
Yeah, rare candy.
Yes, it's kind of like that, but the only difference is that since this is just a kind of a game reality too, they could just kind of take items as they will. So, you have a couple of guilds out there that's trying to get to level 91 because the whole new level cap
is 100.
Yeah, so they are using these EXP pots to cheat leveling. So have these like society or this kind of like no rule society, and they're trying to establish order in this because it's technically not illegal to do this, but doesn't make it right.
Yeah. And then it's funny, what's his face? Shiroi at the end of this episode, he kind of is walking through the town of Akihabara, and I swear like he was like mimicking the Watchmen going around this town. It's disgusting. It's crime filled. I must change this by doing the most cliche thing, starting a guild and naming it after the show. Dun dun dun
dun dun dun. Because I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, everybody waits for it. But I thought it was so hilarious that he was like doing this Rorschach speech, even though it's a little more like happy. But I'm like, man, him and Rorschach wanting to clean up the city. He should have done it in a voice like this.
No, then he would suffer from throat disease. I am Batman.
Christian Bale disease.
Touche.
I'm Ktdata.
With Viagra.
So he starts up his guild, and now he wants to get this crazy amount. What is like 5 million gold on there?
5 million. Yes, this is his first task, and apparently that's not the actual issue. Like that's not the biggest problem. It's what comes afterwards. So raising 5 million gold, then to something more difficult than that, because it seems like 5 million is really hard to come up with already.
So I'm kind of excited to see what he does, because remember that in the towns you can't PK anybody, so it's a lot harder to enforce things. And obviously there's no GMs, or there are GMs, but they don't care about menial things like bullying and whatnot. They're only there to make sure you don't do anything that totally imbalances everything.
And it's already imbalancing.
Yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see what they do. Probably, get a coalition of guilds, and then he's gonna buy the biggest room in the guild hall, and everybody's gonna be like, "What?"
Or something like that. Yeah. We'll soon find out.
I haven't done a prediction in a while, so that's what I'm gonna call on that.
I don't know what he's up to.
All right.
Well, he seems so mischievous, so who knows?
Yeah. Dito, that is actually all we have for this episode of the Kita Anime Podcast. If you guys agree or disagree with anything we've said, please leave us some feedback. Kita@ktdata.net. Or if you live in Vegas and want to meet up with us, we will be there from January 6th through whatever that Saturday is. So if you're in Vegas, hit us up. Or you can also hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/ktdata.net, or on Twitter @ktdata. I need one more follower to reach 500, so somebody follow me so I can get 500, even 500. And then
Which would be 11th, just so you know.
you can find us also on Google Plus, Kita Anime Podcast, or just head on over to ktdata.net. There's bunches of there. There's podcasts, there's reviews, there's craziness and whatnot on there. Do you have anything to pimp, Dito?
Unfortunately, I have nothing to pimp right now, but give me probably a few weeks once I get this month's stuff in, and I can start doing some more reviews because I've been kind of dry lately. Nothing really been, either everything's being pushed back or just nothing's caught my interest to get.
Yep. And if you also want to watch live, I love having the chat room. Coons and Rev are in there. It's always fun. Make sure you can always watch live. Our next episode will be December 31st, 2013, New Year's Eve. Knowing our luck, we'll go straight through the new year on there.
I plan on, like, if we're doing this on New Year's Eve, you're going to see me so drunk.
He's going to be like, what's anime?
What's this anime, guys? Oh, Katie, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And then I would sound totally gay. My girlfriend would be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's like, I thought you liked the BL.
Yeah.
You tell that to her. It's like an anime told me. It's true, right?
If anime said it, it has to be real.
Yeah. So you can find that at ktdata.net/live. And so, guys, I will see you in 2 weeks. If you guys watch the Kickcast, make sure we're doing our episode a little bit early, so it'll be on Saturday instead of on Tuesday. But until then, guys, bye-bye. If I could hit that. Oh, and aperture too.
I can't get this out.
That's what she said.
That makes me worry more when she says it.
It all blends together, together forever.
Together forever.